I'd like to tell you two little stories about myself in the hopes of them providing a bit of inspiration for you, and then give you some simple challenges. One story is the French fry story. I was 17 years old. I was working at a McDonald's. I had recently become a believer and really took my faith seriously. I was preaching to everyone I could preach to, my old friends from high school who were in the little druggy world. I would go and preach to them, and many of them became Christians, and some of them even went into the ministry full time. So it was a very exciting time in my young life. And I felt that the hand of God was on me to do something big, and I wanted to do something big. So I'm working at McDonald's, and it's between meal rushes, so that's when you clean. And I was sweeping the floor with this little broom and little dustpan, and I got down on my knee a little bit to sweep underneath one of the big freezers, and I saw way back under the freezer had to be 4 foot deep. I mean, it was very big. And I saw along the back wall 2 French fries, uncooked. And I looked at them, and I was kind of on one knee, and I'm looking on them, and the only way I could get them was to get right down on my face, literally lay down on the floor and reach back with that little room and get them. And I saw those 2 French fries, and I said, Lord, no one sees those French fries except me and you. I didn't want to go get them. And it was as if God said to me, yeah, and they're bugging me. I said, all right, fine. So I got down on my face, literally reached underneath and pulled them out. And at that moment, the scripture came to my mind. He that is faithful in little things will be made ruler over big things. I knew that at that moment, me being faithful in a little thing had something to do with my hopes and desires to do something big and epic. The second story I want to tell you is this. I was living with my wife and children in the St. Augustine, Florida area. And a man called me up and said, Randy, there's this woman who's going to be starved to death very soon unless we intervene, and I'm asking you to do something. I said, I've never heard of her, and I don't know what you're talking about. So he told me the story, and he said, you've got to act. And I said, I'm not doing anything unless the family invites me. He said, I'll call the family and see if they'll contact you. And so I got a call from a man whose daughter had married a guy, and she'd had some tragic incident. Still to this day, they're not sure what it was, but she was in pretty rough shape. But she was still cognizant, still responded, smiled, laughed, and they were going to starve her to death. The man's name, I had to write it down, had to ask him twice. His name was Bob Schindler. And his daughter, Terry Schindler, had married a man whose last name was Shivo. And Terry Shivo was about to be starved to death in total obscurity, and no one knew her. And so the father said, please do what you can. I give you carte blanche to do what you can to save my daughter. And I said, I will do this for you. I will be a public advocate for you. This is in 2005. But you have to agree to do what I tell you, because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I know how to make the whole nation look at what's happening to your daughter. Will you agree to that? And he said yes. And so we fought for her and saved her in 2005. And then we fought again, and we lost the battle for her life in 2006. But not only did the whole nation hear about Terry Shivo and her plight, but the whole world did. And they did it because I was a public advocate, and I knew what I was doing, and I was not afraid. But I was able to do that because I had been faithful in little things along the way for years. And I want to talk to you now about how you could become a public advocate that reaches your community or your whole state, or maybe even the whole nation. I want to invite you to go to our website. Almost every book that I have ever written is available as a PDF online for free. We have a ton of products, training materials, tools that are available for you for free. All we ask for is that you give us your email address. That's it. So that we can stay in touch with you. And yes, from time to time, ask you to support this work. So I'm inviting you, go to the website. Now, for those of you who say, well, I don't want a PDF, I want a real book. You can get one of my books. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling, and then give whatever gift you want. And if you can't afford anything, we'll send you the book for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Why are we doing all this? Because we want to change the direction of the country, and we need to raise up a fresh generation of warriors to do that. That's why we have this tool. I invite you, go to the website, see for yourself.